Distinguished deputies, during the 2 sessions, I was appointed to continue to perform the post of the President of People's Republic of China. For the trust given by the deputies and people of all ethnicities, I want to express my sincere thanks. As the General Secretary and President of the PRC, I think it's a grand mission and also huge responsibilities. As always, I will continue to truthfully honor the duties as has been required by the Constitution. I will remain true to the nation, to the people, while fulfilling my obligations, and I will do my utmost on my post in order to make everlasting contributions to the people. Also, I will willingly subject myself to the people's supervision and never fail the trust given by all the members and people of all ethnicities. Personnel working in all national and government institutions, no matter which post you are, you must all bear in mind that we are the People's Republic of China, and by that it means we need to always give top priority to the people and wholeheartedly serve the people and struggle for the interests and happiness of our people. Deputies, people are the creators of history. They are the real heroes. The magnificent history of the development of the Chinese nation is written by the Chinese people. The extensive Chinese civilization is created by the Chinese people. The unfolding spirit of the Chinese nation is cultivated by the Chinese people. The development of the Chinese nation, from standing up to enriching itself to going stronger, is made happen because of the Chinese people. The qualities of the Chinese people have not only rendered the thousands of years of history of the Chinese civilization, but also has profoundly implicated the development and advancement of modern China. It also has some influence over the intellectual world of the Chinese people. The Chinese people has cultivated, carried on, and developed the great spirit of the Chinese nation, which has actually contributed to the development of China and to the civilization of mankind by injecting impetus. The Chinese people also have a great inventive spirit. Over the past thousands of years, the Chinese people have always toiled in invention and creation China is home to many great philosophers like Lao Tzu, Confucius, Zhuangzi, Mencius, Mozi, Sun Tzu, and Han Feizi, who are all well known in the world. We are also home to some great inventions like paper making, gunpowder, printing, and compass, which have made a great difference in the development history of mankind's civilization. We have created the Book of Songs, Songs of Chu, the poetry in Han Dynasty, in Tang and Song dynasties, and the drama in Yuan Dynasty, as well as Ming and Qing novels. We have some great epic like King Gesser, Manas, and Janger. We also have some imposing projects like the Great Wall, Dujiangyan irrigation system, Grand Canal, the Palace Museum, and Potala Palace. Today, the creative spirit of the Chinese people is being released in an unprecedented way. Such a spirit will further advance China with each passing day, and we are making big strides to the front of the world. I am convinced that once the over 1.3 billion Chinese people always carry on such great spirit of invention and creation, we will certainly create more miracles. The Chinese people also have the spirit of striving hard. Over the past thousands of years in the Chinese history, the Chinese people have always been reforming themselves and striving to grow stronger. We have brought about some beautiful sceneries and projects in our country, and on such a vast land, we have toiled on the fertile land with abundant materials. We have restored thousands of big rivers and conquered numerous natural disasters. We have developed the scattering townships and villages and a complete series of industries, bringing the colorful lives to the Chinese people. Since ancient times, the Chinese people have realized that in the world there is no such thing as sitting idle and enjoying all the benefits. If you want to have happiness, you need to work for it. Today, everything we have is actually an embodiment of the Chinese people's intelligence and wisdom. It is the result of their perspiration and sacrifices. I believe once the over 1.3 billion Chinese people keep carrying on and giving play to such spirit of striving hard, we will certainly realize the ambitious goal of bringing a better life for our people. The Chinese people has the spirit of unity. In the past thousands of years, the Chinese people has always unified around each other to cross over many rivers of difficulties. And we have built a unified nation of multiple ethnicities. We have developed our ethnic relationship with 56 ethnic groups while enjoying diversity among them. The Chinese nation has become a big family. In particular, in modern times, when we were suffering from the invasion from the outside, people of all ethnicities in China were holding hands and fighting the war against the invaders shoulder by shoulder, defeating all of those monstrous invaders and defending the national independence and freedom. Thus, writing a new chapter for the Chinese nation about how we defended our nation and actually avoided the foreign invasion. Today, all of those acquired impressive achievements in China are actually the results of the people of all ethnicities working of one heart and one mind. From our own experience, the Chinese people has came to realize that unity is power, and unity will advance us forward. A fragmented nation will never enjoy development. I believe that once the 1.3 billion Chinese people keep carrying on such a spirit of unity, we will certainly march forward and forge all-conquering power that drives us. The Chinese people also has great dreams. In the past thousands of years, the Chinese people have always been harboring their dreams. We have not only formed the concept of building a moderately prosperous society, but also holding the spirit of the world belonging to everyone. We have a history of Pangu bringing the world, the goddess patching the sky, Fuxi drawing trigrams, Shen Nong tasting the herbs, Kuafu chasing after sun, Jingwei filling up the sea, and an old man removing the mountains. Those mythologies exemplified the Chinese people pursuing dreams and their persistence in doing that. The Chinese people believe that however high the mountain is, if you keep climbing, you will come to the summit. However long the journey is, you keep walking and will certainly arrive at the destination. Since modern times, realizing the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation has become the biggest dream of our nation. The Chinese people has been indomitable and persistent. We are resolved to fight the bloody battle against our enemies, and on the basis of independence, we are determined to recapture the relics. We have strong capabilities of taking our due place in the world. We have fought for that big dream for about 170 years. Today, more than ever, the Chinese people in our history have been closer to that dream, and we are ever more confident and capable of realizing the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. I am convinced that once the 1.3 billion Chinese people keep carrying on such big dreams, we will certainly translate the rejuvenation of the Chinese people into a reality. Dear comrades, with such a great people and such a great nation, With such great national spirits, our pride is justified. Such spirits will cement our confidence in the socialist path with Chinese characteristics, our theories, and confidence in our mechanisms and culture. The spirits are also the source of us marching forward despite any difficulty. China, as a nation of socialism, we are led by the working class, and our people's democratic dictatorship is based on the alliance between workers and farmers. All powers of the nation belong to the people. We must always be people-oriented. Let the people be the masters of the nation. We must learn from our people, listen to their voices, and act on their wisdom. What the people advocate, what the people approve and accept, must be the sole measurement of all of our work. We must be committed to addressing the most direct and realistic interests of the people that they are most concerned about, so that all the Chinese people and the generations to come in China will enjoy happiness and glory from such a process of realizing the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Esteemed members, once our people are faithful, the nation will have a future and will build its strength. Socialism with Chinese characteristics has entered a new era. The hard-working Chinese people will be more confident about themselves and will have more self-respect. As such, the ancient nation in the Oriental world, in the modern society, will be more vigorous. The theories, the institutional designs and culture of socialism with Chinese characteristics will release more vigor and vitality. Miracles are springing up on the Chinese land, and we are confident about the future.
History has proved, and will continue to prove, that only socialism can save China. Only by sticking to and developing socialism with Chinese characteristics can we achieve the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Right now, the international situation and domestic environment are undergoing fundamental and complex changes, and our development is in the midst of a strategic opportunity. We have favorable conditions unheard of in the past. At the same time, we face many unprecedented difficulties and challenges. The 19th CPC National Party Congress has drawn up a lofty blueprint of securing a decisive victory in building a well-off society in all respects and in starting a new journey of building a modernist social country and in achieving the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Translating the blueprint into a reality will be a new long march. The road ahead will be very long, but time waits for no man. We should not in the slightest slacken our efforts, and we should by no means rest on our laurels and seek comfort while losing sight of potential problems. We should always bear in mind what we have set out for and redouble our efforts to achieve greater achievements in a new era. We should adapt to the new realities of our development, and we should closely follow the changes in the principal contradictions of the socialist country. We should hold high the banner of socialism with Chinese characteristics and put into action the tenets of the 19th CPC Party Congress and also the tenets of the second and third plenum of the 19th CPC Central Committee. We should implement Marxism and Leninism, Mao Zedong thoughts, Deng Xiaoping theory, three represents, scientific concept of development, and socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. We should continue to seek progress while maintaining stability. And we should always put people in the first while seeking development. We should coordinate great undertakings and great projects in realizing our great dreams. And we should approach our five-sphere integrated development and four-pronged comprehensive development with great vigor. We should continue to open up new vistas in socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. Our goal is to turn China into a modern socialist country that is strong, prosperous, democratic, culturally advanced, harmonious, and beautiful. We should step up our efforts and take more concrete measures in deepening reform and open wider to the rest of the world. We should put into action the new development concepts and pursue high-quality growth of our economy. We should build a modern socialist market economy and continue to strengthen our economic might, technological prowess, and comprehensive strength of the nation so that the vigor of the socialist market economy can be fully unleashed. We should intensify our efforts and take more specific measures to develop socialist democracy. We should remain true to the principle of the leadership of the CPC, people running the country, law-based governance, and develop socialist rule of law. And we should continue to promote the modernization of the national governance system and national governance capabilities by cementing and developing a broadest united patriotic front. By doing so, we will make sure that people will have access to more broader and more genuine civil rights. And in doing so, we can fully unleash the unique advantages of the socialist democracy. We should step up our efforts and take more concrete measures to advance the cultural industry of a socialist country. We should continue to foster and implement the core socialist values and continue to translate the fine results of the Chinese civilization into innovative and creative development. In so doing, we will make sure that the influence, the cohesiveness, and appeal of the Chinese civilization will be fully demonstrated. We should step up our efforts and take more concrete measures to safeguard and improve people's well-being. We should pursue better and innovative social governance, secure a decisive victory against the battle of poverty eradication, promote social justice and fairness, and ensure universal access to education, gainful employment, medical services, old age care, housing, and social protection for the disadvantaged groups. In so doing, we will make sure that all our people will share in the benefits of our efforts to achieve common prosperity. We should continue to step up our efforts and take more concrete measures to promote the construction of an ecological civilization. We should move faster in fostering green production and lifestyles. We should focus on addressing those pronounced environmental problems so that our country will enjoy bluer sky, lush waters, crystal clear environment, and more beautiful ecosystem. We should make sure that the principle that lucid waters and lush mountains are gold mines can be fully unleashed. We should also make sure that the CPC will have ultimate leadership over the military, and in the new era continue to strengthen our military by arming the military with advanced political concepts, reforming the military, and continue to strengthen our military strengths with science and technology and rule-based governance. We will continue to build a military and armed force system with socialism as its core that is capable of world-class services. And by doing so, we will live up to the expectations of the people in the new era. We will continue to implement one country, two systems principle, Hong Kong people governing Hong Kong, Macau people governing Hong Kong, and high degree of autonomy in the special administrative regions. We will continue to stick to the Constitution and the basic laws in governing the two regions and support the SARs and its chief executives in implementing its functions and supporting Hong Kong and Macau in integrating into the larger picture of the country. We will continue to strengthen and foster the national identity and patriotism of people in Hong Kong and Macau SARs, and maintain long-term stability and prosperity in Hong Kong and Macau SARs. We should continue to stick to the One China principle, 92 consensus, and advance the peaceful development of the cross-strait relations and expand the economic and cultural exchanges between the two sides. By doing so, we will make sure that people both in Taiwan and on the mainland will share in the opportunities of the development and improve its well-being, and also advance the unification of the country. We should safeguard the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country and achieve full unification of the motherland. This is the aspiration of all Chinese people, and this is also in line with the fundamental interests of the Chinese nation. Faced with this very important question of our nation and history, any action that aims to separate the country is doomed to fail. And these separatist actions will be met with the condemnation of the people and the punishment of the history. The Chinese people have strong determination, full confidence, and every capability to triumph over all these separatist actions. the Chinese people and the Chinese nation have a shared conviction, which is not a single inch of our land will be and can be ceded from China. Dear deputies, the world we're living in today is full of promises, but also various challenges. The Chinese people have always been a people of justice and compassion. We have always linked our destiny and future with those of other peoples in the world. We always follow closely and lend selfless support to countries and peoples who are suffering from war, turbulence, poverty, and hunger. And we always stand ready to work to the best of our ability to contribute to the peace and development of mankind. This aspiration of the Chinese people is sincere, and we will by no means seek development at the expense of other countries' interests. Our development poses no threats to other countries. China will never seek hegemony and expansionism. Only those who are given to threatening other people will perceive other people as a threat. The Chinese people's aspiration, sincerity in actions to contribute to mankind's peace and development should not be misinterpreted, much less to be distorted by anyone. Justice will finally prevail. China will continue to hold high the banner of peace, development, cooperation, and mutual benefit. We will remain committed to a peaceful development path and seek an opening up strategy of mutual benefit. We will continue to safeguard international justice and fairness, and we advocate that all global matters should be dealt with based on a consultation of all peoples. We will not impose our will on other people. And China will continue to advance its Belt and Road Initiative and strengthen exchanges and cooperation with other countries in the world so that the reform and opening up of China will benefit all mankind. We will continue to be actively engaged in the reform and development of the international governance system and contribute more Chinese wisdom, Chinese solutions, and Chinese strength to the world. We will continue to promote lasting peace, broad security, common prosperity, openness and tolerance, and a beautiful world, so that the shared community of a shared future for mankind will shine brighter in every corner of the world. Dear deputies, the Communist Party of China and its leadership are the defining features of socialism with Chinese characteristics. The CPC is the supreme leadership of the country, and it is also the fundamental guarantee of achieving the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. The CPC holds ultimate leadership over every aspect of our social and political life. All political parties, communities, ethnicities, classes, and people from all walks of life should rally closely around the CPC and strengthen their political and cultural awareness and enhance the confidence across the board to work in unison for a better future. To assume the responsibility of leading the people in conducting a great socialist revolution, the CPC should be able to continue with its self-revolution. We should remain true to the principle of serving the people and continue to deepen the reform of the party discipline and governance system and remain resolute in fighting against any corrupt behaviors. We will stand with our people through thick and thin and work in unity with our people for a better life. We will forever remain true to the defining features of the Marxist governing party and remain ahead of the times and continue to be the mainstay of the Chinese people and Chinese nation. Dear deputies, as the Chinese poem reads, the east wind is blowing, bringing with it in full bloom a beautiful spring. Under the leadership of the CPC, and thanks to hard work over the past 7 decades, our People's Republic has thrived, taking a brand new look in the east of the world. The new era belongs to each and every one of us, and every one of us is part of this new era who is witnessing, blazing new trails and building this new era. As long as we remain united, work hard together, nothing can stop us from achieving the Chinese dream by the Chinese people. Let's use the tailwind from the east as the new driving force in a new era, hold steady at the helm, and work with full gusto to sail the dreamliner of the 1.3 Chinese people into a bright future that is victorious and promising. Thank you.